Start, start.
Cause mine, so Instagram. No, it says I'm live. Or maybe I have to click go live. Hold on, guys. Okay, now I'm live on Instagram. Whoops. You're right. Thank you, UPT. I did need a click go live. Whoops. Yes. Everything. So he's doing everything on his phone. Every time he leaves, he ghosts us.
Sorry, no wonder my face was frozen because I'm just like looking at the screen like that. Anyways, I'm not gonna look at myself on another platform, just like April warned me not to, because I'll be thrown off.
Yeah, I've
I
completely
swear,
switched windows now.
Marique, I don't ghost anymore. That was me in my 20s. I'm already in my 30s. We're over that coping mechanism.
All right. I think we got everything set up, right? We're good now.
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so 6 minutes down, not too bad for our first record. We're gonna beat that record as we go along. So
I'm
let's
a
start with, yeah, we'll welcome everyone. So welcome to Planted. I'm Cyril of Cyril Cybernated, and
I am Kay. I'm the creator and plant enthusiast behind In Rooted Love. If you guys have been with us for a while, maybe you've seen Planted in previous seasons. But you'll know that Planted is a project that's very near and dear to mine and Sai's heart. We are just very passionate about creating a space where we can engage with everybody in real time. Um, it gets a little challenging to engage like in posts and reels all the time just because life. But, getting on live with you guys here is just something that, it's really fun for us, and we hope that you guys will enjoy it as well. Uh, we also wanted to take a moment just to thank the team over at UPT and here at OvO for inviting Planted to make a new home here at Overgrown Oasis. So thank you guys so much. We wanted to thank you guys for the trust that you've extended to us and being a part of this amazing and budding community that you guys are building here on OVO. So, thank you, everyone, for the warm welcome as well that you guys have extended to us. It's been very exciting, I think, for us to prepare for this and just to see how warm you guys have been and how excited or the excitement that you guys share with us to get things started here at OVO. And we have big plans to share with you guys over the coming weeks and months. So we hope that you guys will enjoy this.
okay, so first, for our first segment, we welcomed everyone. And again, thank you for the very warm welcome. It's like over 90 degrees here. No, I'm kidding. So thank you for engaging. We do encourage you to engage in the comments, regardless if you're on Instagram or our preferred platform, which is in Overgrown Oasis. So for those guys that are watching on Instagram, we will be seeing your comments. However, it's preferable that you engage with us here on Overgrown Oasis. NYC Pottery engage. So let's move on to our first segment, which is the part where we talk about planty news. So it's already May, but I'm gonna talk about this planty news about the National Garden Bureau, or NGB. They celebrate a plant every year in one of these categories: the annuals, perennials, bulbs, edibles, and shrubs. So they choose a plant based on their popularity, easy care nature, adaptability, diversity, and versatility. And for this year, guess what? Their plant of the year, or the plant that they tagged as the world's most iconic indoor plant, is the Monstera Deliciosa. And I don't think we are surprised. Personally, I think that's A few
Long over.
years late, yeah, long overdue. But apparently, that's what they are declaring. So, excuse the language, but I really think that we're getting a lot of. There is a diarrhea of Monstera hybrids, cultivars, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm here for it. It's a diarrhea that I welcome. The new hybrids make me drool, and even the regular versions. There's like the Brazilian form, the large form, and the small form. They still excite me despite knowing about them all these years. And I feel like you guys could relate to that too. So NYC Pottery says it's the devil of any small apartment. Honestly, as an apartment dweller myself, I agree. I could only keep so much Monstera plants in my space, but I'm here for it.
I mean,
And
honestly, like she is an icon. Why did it?
she's an icon, the superstar.
It's great. No, I love that news because, when we think of houseplants, plantscaping, even like staging, uh,
Mhm.
offices or whatever, like the Monstera, I feel like is a top contender in, greening up a space. Yeah, fiddle leaf fig is there and like palms are there as well. But like, you want a trusty, iconic houseplant to green up your space? It's the Monstera. Like, yes.
And they're resilient. I'm talking about you olive plants, olive trees that they start
Yeah.
bringing in.
Oh, no, no, no. Olive trees, I tried once and it was not successful. So, okay, my little tidbit of news that I wanted to share with you guys. It's about 2.5 months old, but we can pretend like, it's still pretty current, grand scheme of things. So some of y'all might have seen on Instagram that my family and I went to Big Bend for spring break back in March. And in preparation for this trip, my husband and I were just keeping an eye out on all Big Bend news, Big Bend National Park. We're keeping an eye on the news there in Big Bend just for like situational awareness. And we both got really excited when we saw that the NPS had discovered, or well, the park announced that they discovered a brand new species of plant in the park. Now, let's pause for a moment here, okay? Because like the discovery of a brand new, never before seen species terrestrial plant to me is like mind blowing because you think of how much how much land has been explored, right? How much land we do continue to explore. And I wouldn't really think that discovering a new plant would be as like common. Well, I guess it's not really common, but like I'd never really expected to see news over something like that. And I would almost expect like aquatic plants to pop up more for like newly discovered plants. Um, just because like you think of how much underwater and like oceanic space we haven't really explored yet versus how much
Mhm.
of like land space we've explored. So that was really cool for me. Just a couple of facts about this new plant. It is part of the daisy family. Doesn't look anything like a daisy though.
Mhm.
Um, but it's not just a new species, but it actually, because of its physical characteristics, its taxonomy, it's an entirely new genus as well. So like that, I think like that's just mind blowing. Like I don't know, I geek out over stuff like this. I think it's really cool. Um, but it's this little like sage colored plant that's super fuzzy, kind of like a woolly bear or
Mhm.
lamb's ear almost. And then it's got like these striped petals, like about two or three petals on there. And they're just like super cute and like the tiniest little things. And after being in Big Bend, I can see why they're very hard to find because like being in the northern Chihuahuan desert, everything looks the same up there. And yes, I did try and try to get a sighting of one. I didn't. We we're keeping our eyes to the ground, scanning everywhere every time we were on hikes, every time we were exploring, and unfortunately we didn't get any sightings of it. Um, but they're supposed to be super cute, and I am looking forward to an opportunity to actually see one in person. But despite not seeing it, we did geek out. And when I say we, I'm talking about like my husband and my boys. Um, we geeked out a lot over the desert flora that could be seen there.
Mm.
And you would think like, oh, you're in the desert, you don't really like see much. True, there wasn't a lot of flora there. However, the range of colors and different species of Opuntia that was there was like mind blowing. Like the boys were like, wait, this one's pink, this one's purple, this one's green. Like, oh, that one looks sickly. Like, it was just super cool. And there was even this one plant called an ocotillo, which just looks like this dried, spiky, like spindly plant. Um, but despite the way it looks, every year in March, it blooms these bright red blooms, despite droughts, despite however like the conditions have been in the previous year. It blooms all the time, or not all the time, every March to support the hummingbird migration. Like, how cool is that? You guys, like, I get so geeky over local flora. So, like, if you're like in South Texas and you want to chat local flora, I am your girl. Cause I don't, I don't know. Like, I'll literally doom scroll just local flora because I think that it's so cool. I just love to learn about it. I love learning about the adaptations that plants go through for like the region that they're in and how closely or how far related they are to other plants within that genus. Um, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of fun.
A lot to discover.
I
It's
know it is. There's so much to discover. And, you know, like when I think about like how discovering this new plant in Big Bend, like in the grand scheme of things, like it just further proves how much of Big Bend is still left to be explored. Um, because it's a huge park that has three very specific different climates and different geographical regions. And you know, this plant was can only be found like in the desert region of Big Bend. But yeah, if you guys want to know more information about it, if you literally just Google Big Bend new plant, the first hit you'll get should be from NPS. And it's a fun read. It's just fun to learn about like new things, you know? Okay, anyways, enough about me nerding out over new plants. Let's get to the good stuff. So, our topic for this episode is how are we preparing for spring? Spring,
yeah.
of course, is like well underway for many of us here in the South. And then I feel like I saw snow last week in the news for like some of the northern. Don't worry, you're almost there. But Sai, like, what are you doing to prepare for the growing season?
So sorry about the little interruption earlier. So Marie already acknowledged it, but my cat Monsoon has just been scratching the door. She was like, I don't want to miss out on this live. So I want to be in.
Join the
But
party.
so she is just gracing us with her presence for free today. Just kidding.
Free
So, anyways,
man.
my first preparation really is not something. Well, it's probably some my mindset at first. So I find myself rekindling my appreciation for certain genus of plants. So I remember it was probably like in 2018, 2019. That was my philodendron era. Back then, I probably know only about 40 or 50 of them, and now there's so many variations and there's so many hybrids. You know, they like the tortum was a favorite for a while, and now tortum is mixed with Florida Beauty, and it's variegated now, and there's just so many varieties. And so I'm rekindling my love for philodendrons. Speaking of philodendron, one of the like significant philodendron acquisitions that I got recently was philodendron UPI, which is, well, I used to call it JOPI, but
Wait,
I got this large specimen.
it's
Hmm,
not Jopi.
it's not. Apparently, it's Dutch, and just like the other botanical names, we're probably butchering it because of our accents or just our lack of knowledge. Of the nomenclature. So apparently it's pronounced as Joop, not Joe or Yeep, you know. So sorry for the Dutch friends that we have been butchering that name. Um, so that's one thing. So I got into philodendrons again, and I acquired succulents and cacti again. That's related to my next point later on what I'm doing to prepare myself for spring. I'm currently in my platycerium era and dipping my toes into orchids. I know you've been into orchids for a while. I'm only getting into like the miniatures and the smaller sized ones that I could bring with me.
Oh,
So
I
that's step
uh,
one.
step one.
Hmm.
What does step two look like?
I would let you talk about what you're doing for spring first. We'll segue into step number two later on.
Okay. Well, let me just say I am so excited that you are starting your mini orchids journey uh,
Mm,
because it is just such a beautiful collection to be had.
mm,
And because they're so tiny, you can have so many of them.
yeah,
I feel
they're
like,
small, they don't count.
yeah, exactly. Like you can easily just hide them, stick them in places, you know. I am excited to see how, like, where this develops for you. Because I feel like with orchids, because there are so many different ways to care. Well, every orchid requires a very specific set of like care instructions, so to say. Um, I'm excited to see like what your setups are gonna evolve into over the coming months. Like I'm just so excited about it. And platyceriums. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna live vicariously through you with your orchids and platies for now.
Until you get settled.
Until I get settled. So spring looks a little different for us this year. Because drum roll, we're moving again. Yes, we are moving again. Some of you guys know my husband is military, so we move every 3 years, and that time is now. We're moving in about 2 months, I think. So yeah, our spring prep is looking a lot different than it did last year. For our house plants and our collection indoors, I'm really just trying to purge things that I don't want to bring with us. I just want to, cull the herd, things that just require too much work right now. I'm happy to let it go. Things I no longer want to grow, let that go as well. But on top of that, for the things that we are keeping, we are really trying. And when I say we, I think it was NYC Potteries, like somebody had asked if my boys like support my love of plants. Yeah, my husband and my two kids are like fully on board. I think they learned early on that like you just can't change me in that sense. So we've all learned to live very harmoniously together with the plants. Um, but we have been working really hard to bring all of our mother plants, especially up to optimal health. So you can see, I have some of my mamas here, and they look small compared to what they used to look like, and that's because I went like Edward Scissorhands on everybody, and I cut off anything that didn't look pretty, anything that was unsightly to me, just so that the plant can focus more on like being in like a healthier condition. Um, and the reason for that is because since we're moving and we're moving in July, that is a lot of stress for the plant. When we moved here to Texas, we moved in March. So the weather was very mild. The temperature and the conditions in the trailer were ideal, to be honest with you. If I were a plant, I would have been very happy there. But, here in South Texas in July, we can hit three digit numbers like easily. And as we were discussing before the show started, it takes about a day to get out of Texas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're just trying to get all the plants as healthy as they can be so that they can make this journey with, they're going to be stressed. I already know it, but it does try to, it mitigates a little bit of that stress. Part of that prep plan also is to up pot a lot of the big boys. Um, so these guys right here are all in 7-inch pots. And if you're familiar with the way that I like to grow things, everything's in passive hydro. So that means I use self-watering pots, which the bigger they get, the more expensive they get. So that's kind of just been,
Mm.
annoying in that sense, because a lot of these should be potted up. And like these, normally you want to go like 2 inches, but some of these guys are so like well rooted in there that they should probably go into 11-inch pots from the sevens. So yeah, that's kind of, one of the bigger tasks that we're kind of just slowly rolling through. Um, but it'll be okay. Everything will be okay. We've
Awesome.
moved a much bigger collection before. And that was fun. If you guys haven't seen like our plant Tetris shenanigans, ask me about it. It was a lot of fun. And I don't know how we were able to do it so successfully, but we did. And then as far as the garden goes, because you guys know I love to garden, this spring is really sad for us because we've started breaking the garden down. And like I feel bad because like sometimes Bun will go out there and be like, "Oh, can I water the garden?" And I'm like, "There's not really anything to water, Bunny." um, sorry. I did leave our strawberry bed intact for the boys because the strawberries this year are just growing so successfully. And they're producing so much fruit still. I want to say at least twice a week the boys are going out there and harvesting like baskets full of them. And they're just like, the boys will tell me like, "Oh, they're way better than like the store-bought stuff." So, I mean, I couldn't take that away from them, not yet. So it'll be like a last minute thing that I break down. But also one of my beds self-seeded long beans, or for my Filipino friends out there, sitaw. And they're like these really long beans that like can grow up to 2 feet long. And they're delicious. Love them. But yeah, they self-seeded because I neglected the garden towards the end of the last growing season, and I think some of the beans were just left on the vine, and those seeds fell into the bed, and now we have like a bed full of them. So keep an eye out for like sitaw harvesting content because that's really the only thing we're harvesting aside from strawberries. Um, but yeah, you guys, an episode on how to pack plants. That's a great idea. We should, because I think between the two of us, we've had our fair share of moving.
Yeah.
We've had our fair share of packing, like to ship plants also. You guys should check out this video that Sai has of like this ginormous Viterifolium that I
Yeah.
acquired from him from UPT when they were in Dallas. And we shipped that big thing. Like, oh, there
It's
it
smaller now.
is.
Didn't like
But
winter.
yeah, I mean, that like Sai said, Sai will tell me to jump, and I say how high. So when he said that he wanted that Viterifolium, I was like, I got you. Don't even worry about shipping it because it is easy peasy. But yeah, we could totally do that. Packing, that would be fun. What else? Oh, we are headed to Northern Virginia. So it will be a big change. Down here in South Texas, we get one growing season.
Yeah.
Hot. That's about it. But where we're moving, we'll get 4 very distinct seasons, which is exciting because there's more variety. Um, and also, I think I'm going to dip my toes in, um, what is it, like bringing my plants out for summer break. Because I couldn't do that here. It gets way too hot. But I
Oh,
hear,
yeah.
some folks bring their aeroids out for summer break. Um, So that will be fun. Um, One little thing I guess I can share with you guys is the place that we'll be at in Virginia um, has like this really big rooftop terrace. So I think
Ooh.
gardening is going to look very different for us this go around. Here in Texas, we've got a backyard garden, but I think we're going to be rooftop gardeners go around. So that comes, with its own set of challenges and things to learn, but uh, stay tuned. Go on this ride with us. I think it'll be fun. The plan is to have the garden set up for a fall garden. So, yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be very different for sure. Um, what we got here? Ooh, a terrace. It will be a fun experiment. Yeah, we've got beds that can work for a rooftop garden. So that'll be fun. Um, no, I have never lived. Well, yes, I have. We've lived in Virginia before, but I wasn't a gardener then, so I have no idea how to garden in 4 seasons. The only thing I know right now is I've got to start seeds indoors. Because
Is
here,
Rhode Island a four-season climate?
no, Rhode Island is winter 9 months of the year.
Oh.
It was no offense to anybody that lives that far north, but just wasn't for me. Like it was so cold all the time. Um, but yeah, well, I wasn't a gardener then either. I don't know how people do it up in the north, and I don't know how I'm going to do it in Northern Virginia. But it'll be fun. It'll be okay. We've started just studying what the hardiness zone looks like over there and
Yeah.
what the schedule is going to be like. And switching back over to houseplants naturally, once I get settled there, I'm obviously going to get more plants. Like, it's just the cycle. Um, so if you guys are like in the DMV area, if you know of any good plant places in like the DC, Northern Virginia area, let me know. Because I'd love to check
VA
them out.
Ceramics is in northern VA area, and they say
Oh,
it's warm up until end of October, zone 7B. So that's really good.
really? Okay,
Hmm.
good to
That's
know.
out of first-hand experience. So,
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna.
Marie, it's not a heating pad, it's like a little pillow
We got cramps.
to hide the pot belly. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
No, it's more like to make me comfortable like that.
so you guys, we wanted to play a little game with. Well, I have a game to play with Sai, and we want you guys to join in with us. So it's like a quick fire game.
Mm-hmm.
Try to keep up if you can, but it's gonna be like a this or that. Okay, so Sai, I hope you're ready.
Okay,
Don't
I'm
think,
ready.
don't
Let me
think too much about
respond to Marie first.
it. Grandma the plants. I love it. Don't think too much about it, okay? Just whatever first comes to mind.
Mhm.
Let's go with that. You ready?
Okay, ready.
Monstera albo or Monstera tycon?
Albo.
Albo. Okay. Albo or Anthurium veitchii?
Albo.
Albo. Okay. Albo or Anthurium luxurians?
Albo.
Albo. Love it. We love the albo. Albo or Anthurium crystallinum?
I I still prefer the albo.
Albo. Got it.
I
Albo.
prefer the crystalline.
I mean, I love a crystallinum, especially like if the veins are super crystally. Love.
Hmm.
Albo or Anthurium king of spades?
That's one of my new favorites. Maybe the King of Spades because the albo
KOS.
is giving me a hard time.
Okay. KOS or Hoya polyneura?
KOS. My Polynura looks like right now. I have to chop it up. Chop it up.
Then you'll have more. All good.
Mhm.
Okay. KOS or Hoya linearis?
Um, Maybe linearis before it turned into just a few strands like this, but it's still long.
Yeah, I love that. I need new linearis. Remember my
Why?
real
What happened to your platter? My
my
platter became a little saucer.
oh no.
It's just a saucer now.
At least
That's just the truth.
when
Yeah.
we get settled in there, I do need to rebuild my linearis. Okay. What did you say your answer was? KOS or linearis?
Linearis.
Linearis? Okay. Linearis or Kylo or no, Kyloschista?
Oh,
Oh Oh, there's
Maybe that. I'll show them. I'll show them. So we have an interactive.
Kylo Shista.
Well, could you blame me because it's a Parisiae, I think. Yeah, so it's really blooming and it's staying um in bloom for a while. Yeah, and there's still even more buds that are about to open.
Oh
So
my.
this over linearis.
Yeah, that would be my.
Mm, my nose is big, but it's not really great at smelling. I can't.
Gosh. Oh,
I
I
don't.
love Kylo.
I don't think that it has a distinct smell. Google it and prove me wrong, but it's just beautiful.
It is, and the fact that it's a leafless. Oh,
Mhm.
love. Okay.
Okay.
So Kylo Shista or Philodendron tortum?
Hmm, maybe still this one
Kylo Shista.
because yeah, I mean yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's our winner this week. Then I mean, look at it.
yes, and
Yeah,
it's here.
and that was a
You
recent.
guys agree?
That was a frequent acquisition for you, isn't it?
Yes. So I got this with 8 bloom buds. Yeah, 8 spikes already. That's the term. 8 spikes. And I was just patiently waiting for this to bloom and it's just in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. So we have made it. It made it alive long enough to bloom. So we'll see how this will stay alive in the next year or
So
so.
Ellie, I used to have Kylo Shistas, and I love them. And like when you go down that rabbit hole, you'll see like the different bloom colors.
Hmm.
Yeah, I. Oh, you're so lucky to have that.
I'll grab you one next orchid show if they have somewhere.
Oh yes, please. Marique, you feel like we need live photos with this or that. I 1000% agree with you. And I think that is hopefully going to be in the works in the future. We're hoping,
Hmm. That's a
uh,
great suggestion.
yeah, like that is definitely something that, yes, we agree. We'd love to be able to do that as well. Um, so, yeah, thanks for playing along, you guys. That was fun.
Hmm.
Um, Sai, I think you had a little question, a little plug.
Oh yeah. So I know that in line with what Redeemed and Green is asking, you wonder if floriculture has them. But I don't know, but I have seen my friend visited floriculture, which is one of the sellers here in OvO, and they have a lot of Hoyas, and I know they have a lot of variety of plants as well, so that you might want to reach out to them. This specific Chilosticia I got from HD Orchids. They do online stuff.
They're
Hopefully,
great.
I could get her to be a seller here in OvO because I think Kelly is maybe. I have to double check.
HD
Um,
Orchids. I used to buy
yeah.
from HD Orchids a lot.
Hmm?
I used to buy from HD Orchids a lot back in the day.
Right? Yeah. So I'm now looking back, like I just realized I acquired a lot of plants from her in person when she attends orchid shows here in the Bay. But other than that, to segue into like if you are a business and you want us to talk about your services or the plants that you offer, or if you're just a business and you're not here at OVO yet, you are missing out. We have a lot of amazing people over here. We have a great community that we are still building up, and this is an opportunity for you to enable us plant geeks with some more plants and engage with us, and maybe we could probably give you some feedback or knowledge as well that will be helpful for your business. So reach out to me and Kay if you're open to that opportunity. Let us explore because that's really something that we are looking forward to using our platform to shed light to your small business or just enable us or even our fellow plant lovers out there. And we'll see where our conversation takes us.
Yeah, for sure. Reach out to either one of us, and we'll get that conversation started. I just have to say, I'm very excited about all of like this orchid excitement that I'm seeing here.
Mm-hmm.
The comment section is all about the orchids right now, and I love it. Um, okay, so before, we're coming towards the end of our episode tonight, but before we go, I did want to ask you, what is your rose, bud, and thorn right now? And for those who aren't familiar,
Mm-hmm.
The rose is something that, something that has been a success in your life, something that you're happy about, something you're excited about. Bud could be something that is in the works, a project that's in progress, or, something that you're just working towards that you're excited about. And a thorn may be just like a challenge that you may be
Mhm.
going through right now. But Simon asked you what your rosebud and thorn is, and anybody who wants to share their rosebud and thorn as well, please do.
Okay, so let me start with my rose, and everybody feel free to comment what your rose is as well, because it might be the same as what I'm celebrating right now. So, in line with preparation for spring, my rose is other than reacquainting myself with the genus that I used to love, I'm slowly getting the tasks done that have been pending for the last 2 years. Like, I cleaned up the balcony, which gave my succulents and cacti a new Mm, light. Like you could appreciate them more because they're not hidden in 50 stacks of empty planters, and some planters are filled with dead plants. So we finally got rid of that. And then here in the plant room, we have been like streamlining the way we display our plants. Like now I have the anthuriums in one row, and these one are all Hoyas. And then we have some philodendrons, or no, some remaining anthuriums and Hoyas are still creeping up here because apparently half of my collection is Hoyas. And then we have some epipremnums and some of the philodendrons that made it alive through these years. So that is a rose because it's worth celebrating. And honestly, like when you are in the plant hobby, and I know a lot of you guys could also relate to me, it sometimes gets out of hand. Like you buy plants and then you're like, oh my god, I need pots. And then now I consistently buy or thrift pots at the thrift store, and now I have like stacks and stacks of supplies and then plants, and then you realize, oh, I don't have enough plants to plant in these planters, so you buy more, and then apparently you're overwhelmed, and instead of the hobby being so relaxing for you, it becomes a task and it becomes a stressor instead of a stress alleviating thing that you do after work. So that's a rose. A bud is so like what I mentioned, I'm getting into orchids, and this is an exclusive. I'm exploring more opportunities with orchids as well. So hopefully it will come into fruition. The next coming weeks, I will hopefully solidify that new pathway to orchids, hopefully. And that's just something that I'm excited about. And then I'm just really planning on like what Kay said, even though she does it because she's moving, I'm also trying to purge some of my collection. And I'm really proud of myself because I was able to let go of some bigger specimen plants, and they found their way to new plant parents that I became friends with. So that's like a win-win situation. You gave them a plant baby that you wanted, you were able to vet someone who would adopt that plant baby that you used to love so much. And then you met plant friends, and also like you might have enabled them to go into that Hoya rabbit hole, which Kay and Mike's foot are always in there all throughout the years. We still have that appreciation for Hoyas, and that's what really connects us most of the time. But don't categorize us because there are seasons wherein we're into succulents and cacti and anthuriums. We're all over the place. We do not discriminate. We love plants so much. So that is the bud. And in relation to the bud, because I have so many interests, I would like to kind of take a pause. Everything's just so fast moving. I still work a regular job, and then in my spare time, I do love plants and content creating and my cats, and I document my progress in that journey. However, I just feel like through the years, I've stepped away from the long form video. A lot of people are looking for YouTube videos and all that. So honestly, with how the other platforms are right now with some weird algorithm, good thing we don't have that thing here in OVO.
For sure.
Shout out. I'm probably gonna be like diverting my energy into some long form video, but not like over editing myself anymore. Like, I'm just gonna share it as raw as it could be, just like making it just like in its natural form, just a little hangout, press the start button and move on and post it. And then people would enjoy that while they're listening, doing their chores. Because I do that in some other aspects in life too, in my other interests. Like, I don't know if plants and pageants go along, but I like pageants too, because everybody's a multifaceted person. We have different interests. So, long form videos. Oh, Danya is here. Hey, Danya. So, thank you. So we'll see. That thorn, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm not comfortable without my filters, but let's just do it. How about you, plant based? Share your rose, bud, and your thorn. Let's read through people's blog and go. Less work, be raw, be real. I'm real, but just a little filtered. See the filters jumping.
Oh my god,
Thank you, Marique.
you crack me up. So my rose is not plant related, actually. Um, I like to. I'm sure you guys have seen, like, sometimes I like to share, real life things outside of plants. Just proof of life, proof that I'm not a robot. But, I am a mom first and foremost, right?
Advance Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you. But my rose, let me get to my rose, is my boys' success in their athletics. Particularly with their swim team events. So just a little background info here. Baby boy, my oldest, joined his current swim team almost a year ago. And the amount of growth that he has shown over this last year has just been amazing. And it's just been so fun to watch. Really, like, for me, like, I know nothing about swim. I can swim to save my life. But that's about it. Um, but like, he has worked so hard these last 12 months, so hard over the winter that he qualified for champs for the short course season, which was amazing, considering it was his first season. And now that we're in the long course season, I'm going to shamelessly brag here for a moment, guys.
Mhm.
But his first meet in the long course season, he qualified for champs already. I was like, the growth has just been so fun. And, like, despite my excitement and, like, my encouragement, my main thing for him and for Bun, because Bun's on the swim team too, by the way,
Mhm.
um, is that they're having fun, right? First and foremost, they got to be having fun and enjoying it, and thankfully they love it. They're having a blast, and these benchmarks that they're meeting, that's just a bonus,
Yeah.
right? That's not like the end game. Like, I just want them to have fun and enjoy being kids.
Mhm.
And if they're hitting these milestones as they're doing that, like,
Mhm.
you know, uh,
Cherry on top.
yes. So yeah, I'm super excited that Baby Boy has already qualified for South Texas Champs. And he's actually, because he's already qualified in those and he has very competitive times this time around, he just told me 2 days ago that his goal is to make it to the next level of motivational times. So, if for anyone who's familiar with swim team things, USA Swim has these motivational times. That the lowest one is a B, BB, A, double A, triple A, and so on. So right now he's got his BB times, and he is trying to get his first A cut, which is, like,
Mhm.
huge. And he's only 10, you guys. Like, the fact that he's just so driven at 10 years old, I think, is so cool. And for, my little Bun, he, so him joining the swim team was not on our bingo card. But sometime in the winter, the head coach learned that he also swims. And so he asked him to come in for assessment. And he blew it out of the water. Like, he had never swam in a 25-yard pool before, but he did it, and he did it really well. And no, earlier in April, he had his first swim meet. Okay, so Bun is 7. Okay, just so you so we know, like, how baby he still is. But he had his first swim meet. It was in a 50-meter pool. These boys practice in a 25-yard pool, so this is over double what they normally are practicing in. And it was in an outdoor pool. And he did amazing. Like, it was just so fun to watch him just go out there with the amount of confidence that he had, with zero fear and like zero nerves. I mean, he had nerves like the days leading up to it, but like when it came time to like competition time, he was like ready to go. And again, I'm going to brag a little bit here, but for that very first swim, he's only 3 seconds away from hitting his first motivational marker. So it's really fun, to just watch that amount of growth. And it's definitely been the rose of my season.
Yeah.
I don't know honestly what could top that right now, because as a family, we are just really enjoying this time. And it's just been so rewarding just to be a part of that. So yeah, I'm getting a little emotional here, but that's my rose. My bud, my bud is, so I don't often get to travel for work, for like creative content stuff. But I do have a really fun trip coming up in a couple weeks, and I wish I could tell you guys exactly what it is and what I'm doing. And I'm sorry, because this is very like, I know it's really annoying because I can't really tell you guys yet, but I'm really excited about it. Like, this is a huge bud. And I'm excited to share with you guys when I can, because this is with one of my partners that I love working with them. And this is it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool. And I can't wait to share with you guys. So stay tuned. Sorry, I know that's so annoying.
Stay tuned for part two. Follow
Yeah,
for more. Just kidding. We can't handle this.
I just can't. And then my thorn is catching up on spring break video edits. Yeah. So we went on spring break at the beginning of March, or no, the end of March, and I've only posted day 2 of spring break. And the editing, you guys, like the amount of time that I spend on editing is just, it's a lot. It's not fun, because it's like we capture so much. We capture so much video, we capture so many pictures. And thankfully, I have 3 minutes to create these mini vlogs, like 3 minutes of time to squeeze them into. But like, it's hard when you have a full day of adventures and you've got to like exercise restraint to only, cramp it into 3 minutes. So yeah, that is my thorn right now. I never really enjoy editing, especially the mini vlogs. But I will say, once it is done, like the final product is always worth it, and I always love it. So my thorn, it is my thorn right now, and I feel like it'll be a bud and then ultimately turn into a rose once I can get my act together. um, oh my god, look, if you guys can get me out there for some fun,
Mm-hmm.
I would love it. Maybe in the fall. Yeah, we're moving this summer, so I can't really go anywhere in the summer other than to our new destination. But the fall, let's
Ooh,
go.
someone says we need to do a merch collab. Ooh, that's a good idea. Kay is good at drawing.
Thank you. Let's yeah, if you know someone, connect us.
Hmm.
We would love to. I would love a planted shirt. Now that you mention it,
Yeah, a
like
shirt, a tote, planted everything. Or we just say
everything.
our puns or just some crazy
I mean, if one of us ever has like an epic hot take that just needs to be memorialized on a tote,
mini pie. Dig a
jiggle.
hole in. Oh, I thought it would be like every hole is a goal. To put a seed. Marique! Oh my gosh.
You guys are scandalous. Oh my god. No, that would be fun. Yeah, if you guys know anyone, connect us. That would be OvO After Dark. Yeah. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'm not about paywalls, but maybe that might be a subscription episode. Joke, guys. We will never be behind a paywall. Promise you that. We enjoy spending this time with you. Only plants.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I have seen an only plants shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I think
what?
someone also has that username too.
Do they
Very
really?
clever. Mm-hmm. Very clever.
No free plant pics here, guys. None at all. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This was a lot of fun. You guys did honestly such an amazing job at making us feel welcome, and just matching our vibe, and
Yeah, I did.
all the fun side. Did you? What was your thorn?
Well, I said a lot about my thorn. I just said that
Were you thorny?
I can't even remember it. Let's stay tuned for the replay. No, I'm kidding. I thought I said that my thorn really is to like let well my buds I think I said my bud was like I was able to let go of certain things. Okay, someone give me a better good recap on my thorn. I don't
Yeah.
remember,
Pop
but I'm
quiz.
sure I
Who was
mentioned
paying
some
attention?
at least three items there.
Oh,
Filter
then
was
I
my
have the filter.
thorn. No, that's my rose. That's my rose every day that I could use a filter.
He's not here. We need to get Sai a filter on here.
Oh, but
He
OVO
doesn't
doesn't do
listen.
filters because we do want like the plants to show as real as they are. So that is a good point, Tammy. That is a thorn.
But you don't need it though. You're really
Oh, thank you.
remember Asian don't raisin. We're gonna look like we're 12 until we're like 62.
We try. The plants help. The plants. Fresh plant extracts help.
That's true. All right, you guys.
Anyways, yeah.
Well, thank you guys again for joining us tonight. It was a lot of fun. You guys are fun in the comment section. It's definitely a part
Hmm.
for everybody over on Instagram. You're missing out. It's great. We love that we're able to simul broadcast over to Instagram, but you guys really ought to come and join us over on OVO just so that you can join the party. And really feel the full force of what we're doing over here and just have fun with us. Yeah, exactly. What are you guys doing over on Instagram right now?
Yeah.
Come over
What's
here.
left for what's left for you to do there? Just kidding.
All right, you guys, keep an eye out. We are going to double dip in May. So the plan is to do an episode once a month, but we're going to double dip in May and do another one at the end of the month. So just keep an
Mhm.
eye out for that announcement and for what our topic is. Um, and also, if you have questions or anything, once that topic comes up, send it in. We love discussion points.
Yes, because we will be entertaining questions and, give us time to research or look into it. So we could probably give you visuals if it talks about a certain plant. Someone suggested that we should show the plant when we do some of our games. So that's a really good idea.
Y'all are
Definitely gonna.
Proton. I don't know about
Oh,
that.
someone's gonna say, "Oh, I do love crotons," and I think you should buy the croton so we could show it. No, just the plants that we already have. That way, we're not gonna,
Fun.
unless you're the business that want us to show your plants. Maybe that's a good idea. I don't
Yeah.
know how to wink.
But seriously, though, you guys, we had so much fun with you tonight. My cheeks hurt from smiling and giggling.
Mhm.
So thank you. We will see you guys later this month. Thanks again. Good
Thank
night.
you for watching. Good night.